Hi! Today I'm using the limited edition Everything is Rosy product medley to make a pretty handmade birthday card. The limited edition Everything is Rosy product medley includes the Everything is Rosy stamp set, Everything is Rosy thin list dies, and so much more. It's available through May 31st, 2019 if supplies last. I'm Shelley Godby, the owner and CEO of Stamping Smiles, and for 18 years I've been teaching others how to create their own hand-stamped smiles. So before I demonstrate my pretty birthday card with the limited edition Everything is Rosy product medley, I'm going to give you a quick look at all that you'll get. Here's a closer view of the Everything is Rosy stamp set and the coordinating Everything is Rosy thin list dies. Aren't these pretty? And this is just the beginning of what comes in the exclusive Everything is Rosy product medley. So let me put these aside and look what we have here. Now, I don't have everything because I was making cards using the beautiful rose gold products. Look at these labels and the die cuts. Well, they're all die cuts, but you have the labels. And so I'll show you at the end some of the cards I made, those that weren't exclusive for my membership site, Stamping Playground. And so you get two each of these, two each of those. Here we go. These die cuts and two each of those. Okay. And then 48 sheets of designer series paper, so 8 each of the double-sided designs, or if you'd like to think about it, 4 of each side. Okay, so I don't have all of them here because, like I said, I've been busy, but this is the opposite side of this, and look at all the rose gold foil in these. So on the one side you'll have the rose gold foil, on the other another pattern. Isn't this gorgeous? Oh my goodness, again, the rose gold foil accents. That rose gold is something, oh, just love this paper. And so that's the opposite side. See? Okay, and there we go. And then we have this pattern with that on the back. We'll be using that today. And oh, love this. And then look, you get more. You get the beautiful rose gold foil sheets. You get 8 of these, and I've been using those pretty heavily. Okay, and so then also rose gold shimmer paint. I'll show you a card again at the end that I use this on. Very pretty. Some more rose gold accents. Boy, it's just pretty. These mirrored little embellishments, the circles. And then we'll finish it off with the Night in Navy with the rose gold edge ribbon. Beautiful. And Melon Mambo. So these are 2 of the main colors, along with the rose gold in the Everything is Rosy designer series paper. Now that you've seen what's included in the limited edition Everything is Rosy product medley, we're ready to use a lot of those to make our pretty birthday card. So what we're starting here with is some Whisper White cardstock. And whenever you're using white cardstock for stamping, I highly recommend the Stampin' Up! Whisper White cardstock. It has a smooth, tight finish that gives you crisp, clean images. And so the first color we'll stamp with is Petal Pink, one of the colors in the Everything is Rosy designer series paper. So we pick up the lid and slide it in. A quick swipe on my stamping sleeve so I don't start smudging anything. And I'm going to use the largest flower from here. So we'll ink this up, and we will be die cutting these with the coordinating dies and stamp. Aha, that's a nice light color. And then we have the center. And so I was looking at the designer paper, so to keep it coordinated, we'll use the same color inside, but we want a lighter version. So what we do is we'll stamp it on a piece of scrap paper. That's called stamping off. We're stamping off some of the color, and then we fill it in. Okay. Fantastic. We're done with that. So a little push and then click, it's closed. Okay, a little swipe so I'm not smearing. Now I'm going to use the same stamps, so I need to clean them. So what I have here is the Simply Chamois, and it's in a large, empty large wood case that you can purchase separately. And these start off a really pretty purple, but they quickly get stained, but that's okay because the ink stays on there and it comes off of your stamp. Look, okay? And so we'll clean this. So whenever you're changing colors or you're done stamping, you need to clean them. And the Simply Chamois is great for the photopolymer, the clear stamps, because I love my Stampin' Scrub, but unless you start off with a clean one, because you keep using the same one, you can actually pick up ink on the Stampin' Scrub and get it on your stamp. And like, wait a minute, so this is really a nice alternative. Okay, so our next color, Melon Mambo. There we go, pick that up, slide that in, quick swipe, and then we'll just repeat. All right, leaving room to be able to center the die around there, and we'll clean that. And then remember to stamp off some of the color before we fill it in with a lighter version. Ah, lovely. Okay, that little push. Here we go. And then click. Fantastic. And Night of Navy. There we go. So again, a quick clean with our Simply Chamois. Okay, yep. That's how we pick up ink and smudge our cards. Things like that, right? All right, my stamping sleeves to the rescue. All right, so clean that off. And look, you can see how well it does. Nothing, no residual. Good job. Come over here. Fantastic. And then one last one. See? No residual. Gotta love it. And then close it so it stays damp. And then once it gets all inky, or it will start to dry out even though it's in there, just go to the sink, rinse it out, squeeze out the excess water, don't leave it dripping wet, and put it back in your case and it'll stay good for a while. Okay, fantastic. So we're done with that. Little push, click. There we go. Okay, so we're going to die cut, but before we do that, I want to prepare, because I'm going to use one of the dies with Night of Navy cardstock. Okay, and this is the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. They are sold out, no longer available with Stampin' Up, but I did find, and I'll have a link to where you can pick them up on Amazon, because I love these. Because whenever you're doing intricate dies, it's really nice because it makes a self-adhesive die cut. And I'm just going to put this on the back of here. So we're all ready to die cut. Fantastic. So let me grab my Big Shot. I've got my Big Shot die cutting machine, and we'll start by die cutting the Night of Navy cardstock. We just put the multi-purpose adhesive sheet on the back. So we need to build up our sandwich. So what I have here is the Big Shot platform. We'll need the thin die adapter because we're using a thin metal die, and because we have an intricate die, I'm going to use the precision base plate. Now this doesn't come with the purchase of a Big Shot, but love this thing, the way you cut through these intricate dies. So the writing side, that goes down. Okay, so then we have our Night of Navy cardstock, and then this beautiful die. Isn't that pretty? And I will need 3 of these. Okay, so while we're doing that, at the same time, I have some of the rose gold foil sheets. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And I've got this big long edge die. Beautiful, the same. Okay, so I'm going to place this on here, and then I'm going to hold it in place with a little bit of washi tape. Just so I get a fairly straight edge. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want it to go cattywampus on me. Okay, there we go. All right, and then to finish it, you need another cutting pad, and that completes the sandwich. There we go. And then we'll crank this through 3,000 pounds of pressure. We'll do the magic. So whenever I'm using those intricate dies like this, I like to back up and give it a second run through. I was just talking with one of my sweet stampers, and and she was having trouble with these dies and thought it was her die cutting machine. And then I found out she wasn't using the precision base plate. I said, oh, when you get that, you'll be thrilled. Look how it cuts through that like butter. Okay, so I will need, even through with that adhesive sheet on there. So I will need 2 more of those, but we'll move on because remember the flowers that we stamped? So now we're going to change our sandwich. I could use the Big Shot platform, but instead I'm going to make my life easier by using the magnetic platform. Again, this doesn't come with the purchase of a Big Shot, but just love it because it holds the thin metal dies in place for us as we're die cutting. So then we have our stamped flowers and the coordinating die. Okay, and so we will center it around our flower. There we go. Here I think it's looking pretty good. And then to finish our sandwich, another cutting pad. And just crank that through, and then you get your die cut flower without doing all of that by hand. So I need to cut the other 2, and then we'll start assembling our pretty birthday card. All the die cutting's done, and I want to show you a little trick. Okay, so I have on here the Sizzix adhesive sheets, but what you can do also is use the liquid glue and put it on. And what you do is let it air dry until it gets translucent, so it'll go from white to clear. And I've never put a timer on it, but it's a matter of minutes, not hours, to just put that aside. So what I'll do is I'll do that if I forget to use my multi-purpose adhesive sheets and set it aside and work on something else. So that's something else you can do too. And okay, so now we're ready to do some assembly. And what I have here is Melon Mambo cardstock, one of the colors of the Everything is Rosy Designer Series paper. And so that's not perfectly straight, but it's okay because it's going to go behind here. So I have my snail adhesive. Snail, it's an acronym for Super Neat Affordable Inline Adhesive. And if you go nice and slow, you get a good trail of snail. Okay, and I want a little bit of this showing. There we go. So let's center that on here. I could have tried to cut it right to the perfect length, but I chose not to. There we go. That's looking good. So now what we'll do is use our paper snips and just trim off. So I'm using the edge of my Melon Mambo cardstock to trim that. And see, that's why I didn't need the multi-purpose adhesive sheets on this. Let's turn that over so we can use the edge. Just trim that right off. There we go. Oh my goodness. Isn't that gorgeous in that rose gold? Okay, so then we'll go ahead and layer this on here. Oh, so pretty. Again, our snail. About 1 inch in each corner is perfect. Aha, looking oh so good. Okay, so since I've already shown you how to use the snail, love this pattern. Already put this on the base of the Melon Mambo cardstock, and I'll have a link to my blog post with all the measurements. So this, instead of just putting it flat, we're going to give it some lift with Stampin' Dimensionals. There we go. Peel those off. These are honeycombed. These foam adhesive dots. Just adds a lot to your project instead of just letting it lay flat. There we go. We'll be using those again. So just take your thumbnail, even with short nails like mine, it makes that edge pop up so they're easy to pop off, or to peel off. Pop and peel, huh? There we go. Oh, looking good already. Boy, those two papers really complement each other beautifully. So now we have our die cuts. Take that backing off. There we go. And I'm just going to place, we won't press down yet. Just do a little bit of placement. and I was looking at the flowers in the paper, and that's what I stamped because they're in the 3 colors and the leaves are blue. Over here. Okay, and our last one. So the adhesive sheets, you can see, and that didn't take me terribly long to do that, but you just peel that off and you've got adhesive everywhere. Okay. Just like I said, we can pick that up if we're not happy. Oh, here are one of the die cuts. I have one of the die cuts. And we want to stamp our greeting on there, so we're back with Night of Navy. Pick that up, slide that in. Okay, we really don't want to smudge ink at this point. And so I've got this greeting from the Everything is Rosy stamp set. May your birthday be filled with pretty things. Aww. And so because it's photopolymer, the rubber's clear, I can see where I'm stamping. That's a handy thing. Oh, very nice. Okay, so a little push. And another swipe on my stamping sleeves because we certainly don't want to smear anything at this point. All right, we are almost done. So now our flowers. Now, so I've got things going on. So instead of just using snail, we're going to use mini glue dots because they won't be laying just flat against the paper. So we peel these back so you can see the dot. The light, take your paper cardstock to it and press. You try not to touch them if you can avoid it. Okay, that's just placed. Let's go ahead and take our stamped die cut. Isn't that pretty with the rose gold foil around? Slip that in. Okay, oh, I like. So I don't want to cover up my greeting. And then these two we'll use the dimensionals again, the Stampin' dimensionals. Try and decide if I want just one in the center. Well, we'll do one of each. They're the same size. Little thumbnail trick. Oh, looking so good. Look, see, that's already, part of that's already turning clear on there. Okay, and oh, that's looking so nice. This is tucked in there, a little bit touching it. So then for our finishing touch, we have these mirrored rose gold, and I'm going to use my take your pick tool. Okay, that has a spatula end. Boy, a lot of good uses for that. And let's get back in here so I can just get in here and pick these up. I was bending them to break them off, and I thought, well, wait a minute. All right, so one. Ah, there we go. There. Two. So there's a little piece to take off. There we go. Make them, oh, that's a lot prettier, isn't it? Okay, so we've got to peel that off. There you can see the mirror, so much better, shinier. Okay, I'm still bending, and I find it easier to place it. Fantastic. So there we go, our pretty Everything is Rosy birthday card with the exclusive Everything is Rosy product medley. So you can pick up the whole kit, and that's the only way to get the whole kit in my online store through May 31st, 2019, if supplies last that long. Stampin' Up! Thinks it won't last that long. Oh, and I promised to show you other cards I made because I was having a lot of fun using all this rose gold. So excuse me as I reach. Here we go. Isn't that pretty? So with the paper, we had the Night of Navy and the rose gold, so I stayed with that. And this is a smaller one. It's not that larger one that we just used on our birthday card. There's a smaller die in here. So I used that and put that, and then we've got our mirrored, and that's one of the die cuts. And look at that that ribbon is so rich, isn't it? The Night of Navy with the rose gold edge. And then same idea, but another, oh, that paper. And then here's that long one we just used. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, goodness, goodness. And then I wanted to play with the rose gold shimmer paint. So I splattered it on my Whisper White cardstock. And I was going to do all the rose gold in white, but I realized I had to stamp something on my greeting. So these die cuts, of course, are all from the kit too. When I stamped that in blue, I thought, oh, just that little touch of blue, and just love it. So there you go. This kit, and you saw how much I still have left over. And I did, like I said, a couple cards for my membership site, Stamping Playground. I still have all of this left that I showed you. So there's just a lot in the Everything is Rosy product medley, and again, available only through May 31st, 2019 in my online store, if supplies last that long. If you'd like to make my pretty Everything is Rosy birthday card, all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. But remember, the Everything Rosy product medley is available only through May 31st, 2019, if supplies last that long. So hurry on over now to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching.